Salil Parekh joins us, the CEO of Infosys, and we're glad to have him with us on the programme. Salil, welcome back to CNBC here in London. Let me just start off by asking you how you feel about the earnings you've delivered here, because expectations were high that you would have been able to take strong advantage of this push to digitisation that's resulted from the pandemic lockdowns.
So thanks for having me on the show. Yes, we've had, I believe, an excellent year in the year that just concluded in March. We had about $14 billion in large deal wins, which really propel us for the growth for next year. Our growth in the fourth quarter itself was 9.6% year over year, and for the full year was 5% year over year. All of those things indicate to us that the demand environment for digital, for cloud, for data and analytics remains extremely strong, and the capabilities we built are really resonating with our clients. So a very positive outlook for us with 12 to 14% growth next year.
Yeah, and yet the share price fell on the back of the earnings as investors were concerned about some of the restructuring that you've been doing. Do you think you might be able to perhaps reassure investors that you are taking the business in the correct direction?
Well, absolutely. I think we've had an incredible three-year transformation program in the company where we've changed completely the company to focus on digital services for our clients. And with that, we've had in the last couple of quarters excellent large deal wins, much more focus on cloud, and especially looking at private cloud, public cloud, and the SaaS players. All of those things combined, plus our focus on making more and more local activities in Europe, in US, and the reskilling of our employees really position us very strongly for what's going ahead into the next year.
Salil, you've been at the forefront of that digital journey for a lot of companies. Give us a sense of what they're doing now versus 12 months ago. What are some of the priority areas and what are the capabilities being unlocked?
So today, the large clients that we're working with, large enterprises, are primarily focused on the cloud transition. What that means for them is, if you look at, let's say, a large consumer products company working across multiple geographies, they want to ensure that they have the ability to connect with their customers, with their employees, and with their supply chain, but all on a distributed cloud platform. Our approach at Infosys is to partner with the leading cloud players and build solutions that can enable this consumer products company, as an example, to scale up and be real time in how they provide information and capabilities to their employees and to their customers. And this has become a primary driver of the large transformation programs. Another aspect is how companies are using data and technology, data and analytics, and bringing that technology together to make sure that the insights that they develop from everything that they pick up through the social media, through their data sets, is delivered into actionable results for their business.
I'm curious as to how much transparency you have around the future and what some of those clients are seeing at this point, because huge pandemic trends still playing out across the world and in some parts more than others at this stage. And we don't know what post-pandemic trends actually look like if we get to that point at some stage. So what are you seeing in terms of visibility for the future pathway for a lot of these corporates that are trying to spend money, plan, and gear up for some big change down the track?
So there, what we see, Karen, is the focus for most of these large geographies, whether it's the US market, which is huge for us, or the European market, there's tremendous stimulus that's come into those economies. And large enterprises have taken learnings from this past 12 months that the more digital they are, the better they're able to grow, the better they're able to service their customer and employee base. With that in mind, tech spending, which was focused on digital, is not just a cost element for them, it's also an investment in their future, both for them to thrive and for them to survive. With that capability that we've built in digital and the investment focus that many of our large enterprise clients have, we see that this trend is looking to continue at least for the next 12, 24 months, if not longer. The ones that were in the lead in digital transformation are further investing, and the ones that need to catch up are going at rapid speed. So at this stage, with all of those components in place, we see this really robust growth for us, 12 to 14% next year.
Salil, after doing pretty well, Indian cases now are spiking. We're looking at 200,000 a day, and I know there in Mumbai you've got some restrictions on movement, some curfews being imposed currently. What is this going to do for you in operational terms? How difficult is it to keep the business fully running, given the rise in cases that you're seeing, and are you able to protect all your workers?
So Jeff, I think what we've seen in the last few weeks in India, as you shared, are the increase in cases. One of the things we had learned last year in March and April was how to deploy and have all of our employees be safe and work from home in an effective and secure environment. This has really helped us. And again, as the cases have risen, while we were slowly coming back into our offices in January and early February, we've again gone back to essentially a full work from home environment. Today, that approach has been well tested and it's in place. We have the ability to mobilize large numbers of teams, new projects, and even bring in new employees into this work from home environment. So at this stage, we feel comfortable to make sure that the service delivery for all of our clients is working well and our employees are safe. In parallel, we've started a vaccine program. The country's been going through an extensive vaccination program. Recently, we've started that within our campuses for our employees and their family members. We have different slabs of age groups within India that are going through vaccinations. We're following the same approach, but also enabling it through a few of our campuses across India to make sure that employees can get benefit of this as quickly as possible.
Right. Salil, thank you so much for joining us today. Salil Parekh, who's the CEO of Infosys.